Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons, make sure to subscribe and let's get into it guys. And I was basically just watching the rumor roundup page in the forum, and I think it was yesterday, a lot of people started to talk about the MiG-25, right? And one of the questions that came around was, why isn't it here yet? And I find it very funny that one of the answers was actually from like a moderator, so not a dev or anything like that, but Pacifica, which is a moderator, right? And I found it very interesting and I wanted to talk a little bit about it, and that was pretty much what you are seeing on the screen right now, right? Basically, I think, is saying that the MiG-25 is an amazing aircraft and it's so good that it might not be ready, the game might not be ready for it yet. So I find it very interesting to talk about this topic because it's an aircraft that I see, the more we go into the future, I see more and more people actually asking for it. I'm asking for the MiG-25 for a very long time. If you are a very old subscriber or fan of the channel, you will remember, like, more than a year ago, I think, I was already like, where's the MiG-25? Where's the MiG-25 and stuff? And yeah, it was a subject that started very slowly, I think, once the MiG-23M got added, F-14, then we got the MLD and stuff, and the 25 kind of became kind of this thing, right? I mean, where is it? I mean, why is it in the game? And it divides a lot of, you know, opinions on it, because a lot of people say it's bad, a lot of people say it's very good, and yeah, we don't have it yet in the game. And then we have some like a moderator actually saying it might be even too, not OP to be added, but maybe too strong or something like that, right? So yeah, let's talk a little bit about it and why isn't it added yet. Of course, first we need to explain a little bit of the performance of the aircraft and talk a little bit about that again. You know, a lot of people talk about the MiG-25 in a 80 or 80 situation. It's everything or nothing. It's every single comment that I look into, and everybody that talks about this aircraft always have these, it's all or nothing kind of perspective. And I don't particularly think it's going to be like that if it's ever added, you know. I don't think it's an aircraft that is like the best aircraft in the game if added, but I don't think it will be the worst thing ever as well. I think it's a middle ground if used correctly. And as I was saying in the Discord yesterday to some people, we were talking about it, the MiG-25 was amazing at one thing: intercepting targets. It was made to do that. And the main part about that is what? Well, BVR, you know? So the MiG-25, of course, we talk more about the PD variant, which is a more of a, you know, mid-70s version and not the late 60s version of the MiG-25, but even the late 60s ones, and I'm saying that in a way that, I mean, Gaijin basically is jumping that part of the years of the battle, you know, of the Cold War. Even the F4E, for example, that is from 1968, has the flares and stuff that basically makes the aircraft a late 70s version of it, right? So they basically jump these. So even when in the earlier versions it was already that, but the PD kind of solidified that opinion on the 25, right? It was a BVR machine. It was an interceptor. So what does an interceptor do better? In the Cold War, from the 70s onwards, it's basically BVR, right? It is actually destroying the targets from far away and getting away with it. So what are the two things that the MiG-25 has? Speed and BVR missiles. If you don't know, the R40 RD actually used in the MiG-25 PD actually had a very good range, outranging the Sparrow missile. So in the BVR, together with its speed and the limitation of the Sparrow that you need to remember, guys, the Sparrow is, until we get very late AIM-7 MH or P or something like that we don't have in the game yet, the limit on the range of the Sparrow is 40 to 45 kilometers. You know, it's the max range because of the seeker. and that makes it so that for example, the R40RD can actually outrange it. Of course, I'm talking about maximum range, but yeah, obviously I'm talking about high altitude interceptions with high distance shots, basically, right? So in that regard, the MiG-25 is going to be amazing. Is it usable like that in the game? Well, that's the main thing. It depends on the type of way that you use the aircraft. If you actually try to use as a fighter, maybe imagine fighting F-16s, maybe imagine fighting it, I don't know, F-15s or something like that, it will suffer if it's the same method that we have right now, flying very low to the ground, shooting missiles and dogfighting, IR missiles, short range, stuff like that. So of course a MiG-25 will be really bad at that because it's not made for that, and that's where I think people need to put things into perspective. The MiG-25 doesn't turn very well, but it's not, you know, bad. It just needs to be used in the right way. The problem is that, do we have a meta that can be used with the 25? Well, it's something that we need to wait and see, right? And that's where I think it kind of relies on the question, why isn't it the MiG-25 added yet? Well, I think the answer is quite simple. Gaijin actually doesn't know, or not that doesn't know, they don't want to put a very specific, in a certain way of flying aircraft in the game. You know what I mean? You know, the MiG-25 would be meta in a 11.0, 11.3 kind of range. In the BVR, everything else for it would be kind of bad, right? So it wouldn't be really competitive if the aircraft only can do one thing good. That's probably the reason why we got the MLD and then the 29 already, right? Because they're jumping for more safe options for the future. Options that will really make the USSR competitive. And the MiG-25 kind of doesn't have that yet. Maybe we will see it in the future, but right now it kind of isn't there, you know, and I see it coming in the future. You know, many aircraft will be added, just like the F-111 is being added right now in a patch, will be added later when there is a solidified position of a meta BR in that, you know, nation. So expect these to happen with every single specific aircraft like the MiG-25 in a certain way that it flies. And that's why I think the MiG-25 is not coming yet, but hopefully it comes in the future, right? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe. Let me know in the comments what are the reasons why do you think the 25 never got added yet, at least. And yeah, I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, and bye.